Hello children, today we are in our science lab. See, Padmapriya ma'am is also here. We thought we will show you our labs, okay? Both the labs we will show you, biology lab as well as chemistry lab. How things are here, you just check once. It will be useful for you in your future career also, no? The institution where you are studying also matters. So we will take you one round. You check what are the things available in our lab, okay? See, now we are in the entrance of our lab, okay? How it is arranged, you see? So many tables are here. You can sit here and you can do your dissection work. Then in biology you will do so many things. Tell me what are the things ma'am has taught you? She has showed you how to prepare the stomata and then how to take the parts of a flower, right? You have not visited the lab, no? See, the specimens are also arranged neatly. Come here. All the specimens are here. Thallophyta, Bryophyta. You have studied, no, in 9th standard. Thallophyta, Bryophyta, then Pteridophyta, Gymnosperms, Angiosperms. You have studied, right? The specimens coming under that. You have kept it here. See. Come close here. See here, Bryophyta specimens are there. Pteridophyta specimens, Gymnosperms, Angiosperms, and then I told you about lichens, no? See here, lichens also it's here. Lichen fruticosa. Down you see, the organs are kept here. Clearly they will explain about the heart, then kidney, skull, ear, human eye is here, human ear is here, kidney. See your friend here. You give a name for your friend, no? It's very clear. And in zoology, we will be studying about specimens, no? See, some of the specimens are kept here. Flatfish, brain of sheep, heart of sheep, then stingray is here, different kinds of pisces. See here some specimens of some snake, chameleon, shark, suckerfish is here. You have studied, no, all these things, mollusca, arthropoda, annelida, platyhelminthes, asculminthes, coelenterata, porifera, all these specimens are also arranged here.
These are the microscopes. Okay, so these microscopes you are going to just view the section of small things and it will zoom into you and show you a larger structure. So in the first chapter we learned how photosynthesis occurs, how exchange of gases occurs through stomata. So once you come back to school, no, we will take a section of leaf and we will observe stomata using this microscope. So what we will do is we will keep all the specimen. In case we are taking leaves or portions of leaf, we call it as specimen. So this is a petri dish. So we will add some water here and we will keep the specimen inside this petri dish. This is called a slide, glass slide. Okay. So we are going to take the specimen, a small portion, and we are going to place it on the slide and then we will keep it to observe under the microscope. And if you see this, this is Some coloring agent, no. Sometimes what happens, many parts of the cell is not visible because it will be colorless. So to see different organelles clearly, we use certain stains. This is saffronin stain. So it will stain the nucleus or any other organelle, giving it certain color and making it easy to identify. Now when you just place a specimen on the slide, there is a chance that the lens of the microscope may even touch it. In order to prevent anything, there is a small, if you see it will be in square or rounded shape. These are called the cover slips. So after placing the specimen, after adding the stain, we are going to place this over the specimen so that no damage is caused to the specimen by the microscopic lens. So we will keep all that and we will also be using a brush. Okay, why we are using the brush? For slightly lifting the specimen and then placing it on the slide. And we have a needle also. Sometimes if the specimen overlap each other, with the needle slowly we will try to make it proper. And what is this? You would have used it many times, no? To fill ink. This is a dropper. So we are not going to directly pour the stain from the bottle to the slide. We are just going to take one or few drops. We are going to dilute it with water and then place the specimen there for a few minutes and then remove the specimen, place it on the slide. Then we are going to absorb the extra stain. Then there is something called glycerin. So we will add a drop of glycerin. Then over that we will place this cover slip and then place it neatly on the microscope. If you see the microscope, it is, if you see, this is where we keep the microscope, okay. You will see that it is not completely covered. There is a place where you will have to allow light to pass through, okay. These are the mirrors. You have two types of mirror here. Depending upon the usage of natural light or artificial light, you will use this mirror to focus light on that. And then you will keep the slide here like this. So just imagine the specimen is already on the slide. We have covered it using the cover slip. Okay, so we are just going to tighten it. Before placing the specimen, we will see that the lens are well above. So we will just make sure the specimen doesn't get damaged or the slide doesn't move. And these lens, we call it as eyepiece, okay. We are able to move it up and down and we have to place one of our eye over here. And then slowly we will keep.
See how she is adjusting
downward.
how ma'am is adjusting. See, adjusting knobs are here. See, ma'am is adjusting that knob and through the eyepiece she will be able to see the specimen or whatever thing you have kept on the table. Okay. Some other day we will try to give you the exact dissection, how it should be, how the section should be taken, everything. Okay.
Okay, children.
See our chemistry lab. How it is arranged. See our periodic table is here. And in this rack, chemicals are arranged. Shall we see some chemicals? What are the chemicals arranged here? I tried to find out the names which you have studied. See, potassium permanganate is there. Sodium nitrate, acetone. We will be studying all these things, okay, in future. Copper sulfate is here. Conical flasks are arranged. See here in this rack. If you join our college, no, this is where you will stand here and you will be doing the experiment, chemistry experiments. See, this table will be for you. See the things how they have arranged. Come this side, we will see. This is dilute acids. See, dilute sulfuric acid, dilute hydrochloric acid, dilute nitric acid. I told you, that day concentrated acids will not be given because it is very dangerous, to use it. It is corrosive in nature. So dilute acids will be kept here. Dilute nitric acid, dilute acetic acid, ammonium chloride, ammonium hydroxide, ammonium carbonate, And here are some salts. Next week we will be studying about salts. At that time I will take one more video and I'll post it. Okay. See here, solid ammonium chloride, solid potassium chromate is there, and potassium chromate, lead acetate. See, this is the distilled water. Yesterday I was telling, no, distilled water will be kept like this. What is the pH of distilled water? It is 7, right? And what are the other things needed? No, that also will be arranged here. You see what is there in this box. See, small test tubes are there. This is called as watch glass. Whenever you take some salt and when you can use it for doing some experiments. Okay. So small beaker. See how cute it is. Nice, no? This is the glass rod. The day I was telling, no, when you are diluting an acid, what should be used? A glass rod should be used. You should be. So this is glass rod. We have kept like this. And this is called as spatula. See, we can't put our hand inside and take the salt. No, some salts may be dangerous when we use it. So, using spatula, see this side, this is of this side, and this side salt can be used. This side also can be used. So, both the things. See, one filter is here. And this is the burner. See here, we need gas, no, to light something or to use something. This is the lamp, Bunsen burner. You see here in this rack, both the sides chemicals will be arranged. That side one child will stand and this side one child will stand. They will be using. There should not be any fight now, right? See, I have asked Aya auntie to keep on burette and conical flask for you to have a look. I am not going to do any titration. You will be studying about titration in your PU, first PU. Okay. So this is called as burette. So base will be taken in this. And acid will be taken in this conical flask. Okay, and you will be able to make it neutral. See, this is the stop cock, it is called as. You will be adjusting this, and drop by drop you will be allowing base to come inside this conical flask. Acid will be here. So drop by drop when it comes, what happens? You will get the neutral thing, and there are many other titrations also. In future you will be studying that. Okay, this is how this titration is, and many other things I can show you. See, they have kept some indicators here. Litmus solution red, litmus solution blue, phenolphthalein, methyl orange. These are the indicators which can be used. These are arranged. It's nice, no, to see so many chemicals. All the chemicals are arranged. I was telling you about pH paper, no? See here. Like this they will keep inside. See, this is pH paper. Litmus papers also will be here. It's not here. See, this is the China dish. We will be studying in oxidation reduction, no? We should take in China dish and we should heat it. This is that. See here, pipettes are arranged here. This is pipette. If you want to take some solution, no? We should suck it. We should put this inside that solution. We should suck it like this and we should hold it with our thumb so that we can take. See here, measurements also will be there. It's 10 ml. So one line will be there here to show it is 10 ml. So we can suck it and we can keep our thumb like this and we can hold it so that it will not come down. If you want to leave it inside the beaker, drop by drop we should leave it. This is called as pipette. Okay.
I'm just taking you through the entire lab. You can see. You have seen this at home also, right? Yes. This is called mortar and pestle. In case you want to grind something into finer pieces, finer particles, you will use this. These are all different reagents and chemicals placed here. It's a very big lab. You can see here. So batch wise students can come here, stand on either sides and then do their experiments. Even practical examinations will be conducted here. So external examiners will come here and you will perform the experiment and the results will be checked by them, and you will also have to attend a viva.
I'm taking water from here. We can't go to the washroom every time to clean the things. So here one tap also will be there. We can take water, we can clean whenever we do something. We should keep the area very neat. That is very, very important. See here, this is the conical flask. To just show it to you how this pipette will work. I have taken water in this and put inside this, and I am sucking. See. See here, immediately we should hold it with our thumb. Here it is 10 ml, so there is a line here. So I can take 10 ml. See, nothing is coming down. So I will take one more conical flask, and if I want to take, see, slowly I will leave. Drop by drop I can put. Or if I want to put more, that also is possible. See how it is coming. It's nice to see the usage of apparatus. Okay. Now we will see how the pH paper works. Okay. Yesterday I was not able to show it to you clearly. Today we will just check with our pH paper is not in a good condition. So in case if it works, it is our luck. See here pH paper. In pH paper it starts from 0 to 14 I said. If it is very concentrated, it will be of this color, and if it is like mild acid, it will be of this color. Water will be actually 7. See, this color you should get it. It's not exact green color. It will be similar to this color. And then base, 8, 9, 10. Tell me comparatively, pH 8 is more concentrated or pH 14 is more concentrated? Yes, you are right. pH 14 is more concentrated. Okay, concentrated base will come to this end, and weak base will be here around 8, 9, like that it will be. And I yesterday told you that each scale is 10 times more concentrated when compared to the next pH level. So here acid, in this end it will be more concentrated and it will be lighter when it comes down. Okay, we will check with one dilute sulfuric acid. I will take a paper. Yesterday we saw with lemon I tried one, and you are able to see that it was in which color? Red color. You should not think that exact that color. See here, I am putting one drop of dilute sulfuric acid. What should be the color change? We will check with the pH paper. Okay. Now this is the pH paper and I am checking it with this. See, exact this color, so it is which one? Concentrated? Yes, it is concentrated acid. Okay. And we will check with one base also. I should take one leaf from this pH paper thing and see one base I am putting. Notice. One drop of sodium hydroxide. Wow. Nice, no? See, blue color. It is blue in color. Now what we should do? We should take this and we should compare with this pH paper. See? Exact this color. So it is concentrated acid. When you compare with other things, for example, if you are using some weak acids like tomato, then what are the other acids we have studied? Acetic acid we'll check. Okay, dilute acetic acid is here. See, immediately you can tell that it is a acid. It is red in color. But when you compare with this and this, see the color change. This is darker and this is lighter. So you can tell that this is concentrated, this is weak. Okay.